Okay, so sitting on your mat. All right, legs out in front. Give those legs a bit of a rub. Give those kneecaps a bit of a rub, a bit of a move. Run those hands down towards those feet. Run them all the way up towards the pelvis. All the way down towards those feet. All the way back up. Rolling those knees. Push those kneecaps all the way to the outside of the leg. So pushing the thumb on the inside of that kneecap. Take your fingers on the underside of that kneecap. And just give it a bit of a rub. And then push those kneecaps across to the inside. And give that a bit of a rub on the inside. Roll those hands all the way down, all the way back up. All the way down, all the way back up. And then soften your knees and roll your hands all the way down to your feet. So holding around your feet. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pull your body forwards. Pull your body forwards over your thighs. Pull your armpits over your knees. Push your head over your toes and make sure those feet are pointing vertically up. Pushing that head forward. Push that right knee down to the floor. And release. Push that left knee down to the floor. And release. Good. Keeping that back forward. So bend those knees again. Lean yourself a little further forward. Taking your tummy button towards your thighs, armpits towards those knees a bit more. And then straighten that right knee again. And release. Straighten that left knee again and release. So we work on, by bending the knees a bit, we work on flexing that hip more. And then let yourself come up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back, and pop those hands on the floor. Lift that chest up. Pull those shoulder blades together behind you. Breathing in, take the chin all the way up to the sky. And then breathing out, bring that chin all the way down into the chest. Breathing in, fill those lungs up with air. Push the top of the head away from the neck. Pull those shoulder blades together. And then swing those eyes around to the right side of the right leg. Pull that left ear away from the left shoulder. Pulling those shoulders together. And then take those eyes round to the left side of the left leg. Push that right ear away from that right shoulder. Stretching through the back of that neck. Bring those eyes back to the front, pulling those shoulder blades together. Bring those eyes all the way up to the sky, taking the chin all the way up, lifting that chest up as you push off those hands. Filling those lungs up with air. Breathing in. Breathing out, bring that chin all the way back down into the chest. Pop those hands on the legs. Roll yourself all the way forwards. Roll yourself all the way forwards. Stretching through that back. Sit yourself all the way up again. Breathing in. And on the out breath, bring those arms up high. Roll yourself slowly down to the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that head down on the floor. Rest the arms on the floor above the head. Push those hands away. Push those fingers away from the toes. Right hand reaching away from that right foot. Left hand reaching away from that left foot. Both hands reaching away from both feet. Bring those arms all the way up into the sky. Holding them there. Push those arms up. Push the back into the floor. Pull those shoulders into the ground. Lift that spine off the ground. Arch that back. Breathing in. Come into neutral spine. Bring those arms down by your side. Feel those ribs on the floor as much as you can get. Feel that lower back flatten in the floor. And then let that come up again. Breathing in, bring those hands up, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. all the way up to sitting, reaching all the way forward towards those feet. And then sitting yourself up nice and tall. Nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Lift that chest up high, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Chin up, stretch through the chest. And then bring that chin down. Stretch the back of the neck. Okay, sitting up tall. Grab that roller in. Stop it across the mat behind you. Bend those knees up, put the feet flat on the floor. Leaning back onto your elbows, resting on those bottom ribs, breathing in. Take hold of the head in the hands, breathing out. Push that chest up to the sky, let that head come down towards the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring that chin up. Move that roller up a tiny bit, breathing in. Breathing out. Lower that back over the roller. Pushing that chest up. Letting that head come down. Stretching through that back. Bring that chin up. Move that roller up a little bit more, breathing in. Breathing out. Release over that roller. Let that head come all the way down. And then take the head in the hands and roll that roller from the base of the neck slowly down to those bottom ribs. And all the way back to the base of the neck. Slowly down to those bottom ribs. Over onto that left side. Slightly on the left. All the way down. All the way up. All the way down, go all the way over onto the left. Through that armpit. Over those ribs. And then back. Onto the back. Over. All the way down. All the way up. And then over onto that right side. All the way down. All the way over onto the right, through that shoulder, onto that right side. And then all the way back onto the back. All the way up, all the way down. And then rest with that bum on the floor. Bring that chin into the chest and lift yourself up the roller, sit yourself up. Okay, hands on those legs. Roll yourself all the way forward. Holding onto the ankles. Make those feet point vertically. Big breath in. Soften those knees so they're about 3 inches or 4 inches off the floor. Pull yourself forward so your pelvis is touching your thighs. So even if you can keep your legs straight on the ground, if you bend them up, you can really pull that pelvis onto the thighs, get yourself further down towards the floor, and then stretch those hamstrings a bit more. Push that right foot down, push that left knee down, right knee down, left knee, then push both knees down, pushing that head over towards those feet. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Cross that left foot over the right foot. Bring that left foot up to the right bum. Resting it on the floor by the bum. Let the knee drop and then hold on to the knee and pull that knee up towards the right shoulder. So lifting that chest up, put that left hand on the floor, even pressure of those butt cheeks into the ground. Keeping that spine straight, keeping that chest up, turning that body. Pulling that knee up towards the chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that leg, let that leg uncross and come straight. And then cross the right leg over. Slide the right leg up towards the bum, letting the knee drop. Get it up high, then take hold of the knee and pull it up towards that left shoulder, pushing this right bum into the floor, pushing the left bum into the floor, keeping the breastbone, tummy button, pubic bone all aligned. And then you can turn slightly round to the right, keeping that left leg nice and straight, pushing this right buttock into the ground and stretch through that glute, stretch deep in that glute. And then release that leg, let it come out in front. Move that roller out of the way, keep it by your side though. Breathing in on the out breath, hands up in front of you, slowly roll yourself down to flat. Slowly roll yourself down to flat, bring those arms all the way over the head, pushing that right hand away from the right foot, pushing that left hand away from the left foot. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Bring those arms all the way down to the side. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, pulling them down. Slide those fingers under your bottom, breathing in. On the out breath, push those elbows into the floor. Lift yourself up onto the back of your head. Breathing in, filling those lungs up with air. Stretching those ribs. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathing out, squeeze those shoulder blades under your back and then release yourself down to the floor. Bring that right knee in, bring that left knee in. Hug those knees to the chest and release. Hug those knees to the chest, let the tailbone lift up and release. Let those knees drop out to the side. Push that right knee down, push the left knee. Push the right knee, push the left knee. Keep those knees apart. Straighten those legs in the air, pushing those toes, pointing those toes, pushing them away from the tailbone, flexing those feet, pulling the toes towards the knee, pushing the heel away from the tailbone. Circles with those feet one way, circles with those feet the other way. Bend that left knee in, bend that right knee in, pull those knees back together. Put that left foot on the floor, straighten it out, bring that right knee into the body. Pull that right knee over the body, pushing it all the way down to the floor, pushing that right hand away, turning the eyes right. Pushing that right knee down, stretching through that torso, lengthening, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, release onto the back, pull that right knee into the body again, and then lengthen it away, pull that left knee into the body. Pull that left knee in hard. Pull that left leg over the body, push that left hand away, turning those eyes left. Pulling that left knee down to the floor, pulling the shoulder away from the hip, stretching through those ribs. Eyes are looking left, breathing in. Breathing out. And then roll back onto your back, pulling that left knee in. And then send that left leg away. Take those hands over the head, reach and stretch. Bring those arms up to the sky, bend those knees up, put the feet flat on the floor. Bring your roller in and put it under your knees. Pop it under your knees. With those knees bent, bring it close to the bum. Hands down by your side. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Rest your fingertips on the roller. Heels on the floor, balls of the feet slightly lifted. Breathing in. On the out breath, push through the heels. Flatten that lower back into the floor. Drive that pubic bone all the way up into the sky. Lift yourself up high. Holding yourself up here, bring that roller in under that hip. Rest the hip on the roller. Draw the core in, flatten the lower back towards the roller, breathing in. On the out breath, drop that right knee out to the side and lift it. Drop that right knee down and lift. Drop that right knee down, hold it there. Feel that left side, lift it up slightly. Drive the right hip into the roller and release. Drive it in and release. Drive it in, so as if we're trying to slide the right side under the left side. Drive it in, feel the stretch through that sacroiliac joint. Drive it in, release. Drive it in, release. Drive it in, release. And then bring that right knee back up, breathing in. On the out breath, drop the left knee down, bring it back up. Drop the left knee down, bring it back up. Drop the left knee down, hold it there. Drive that left side into the roller and release. Drive it in, release. Drive it in, release. 2 more. 1 more. Bring that knee back up. Hold on to the roller. Bring that right foot off the floor, the knee over the chest. Left foot off the floor, knee over the chest. Let those legs come straight over the head. Push those toes towards the floor, push the tailbone to the sky. Push off the roller and lift the back up a little bit so you get a good stretch in that sacroiliac joint. Point those toes, straighten those knees, flex those feet. Point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes, circles with those feet one way. Circles with those feet the other way. Bend the knees. Let those legs go all the way back over, down to the floor, protecting with that lower back, drawing that core in so we're not overarching. Once the feet are on the ground, push through the heels, clench with the bum, lift the hips up, move that roller out of the way. Lower that back all the way down to the floor. Straighten those legs out to straight, lift the hands up. Chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Reach all the way forwards towards those feet. Reach all the way forwards. Holding onto those feet. Pulling that tummy onto the thighs. And then sit yourself up vertically. Grab the roller and pop it under your thighs and we're going to roll those legs. So bring the roller under your thighs, rest it on the top of your thighs, and we're going to go through the bum, all the way down the leg. Yourself enough space there. All the way down the leg, and then all the way up into that bottom. All the way down that leg, and you might have to move your hands on the mat up into the bottom. So I'm doing the right leg. Or maybe we just roll up in that bottom. It's a bit long to go the whole way down your leg. So rolling up in that glute. And then going all the way down that leg. All the way down, turning the right toes inward. And then turning the right toes outward. So we're going around the hamstring. And then we're going to go down onto the side. Bring the roller into the side of your hip. And just roll through that side. Roll through that glute, through that side. And then travel all the way down the length of that leg. And all the way back to the hip. All the way down to the edge of the knee. All the way back to the hip. And go all the way over onto the front of the leg. And up into that hip flexor. We go all the way down into that hip flexor. Turn the toes outward. And then so you do the inner thigh. Turn the toes out of the other leg too. So you do the inner thigh flat leg. Go over the front edge of the pelvis into those hip flexors. Switch onto that left leg. Going across the top of the knee into those hip flexors. And then start to go all the way over onto the side. So we can do the side of the hip, the pelvis at the top. And then we can go the whole length of that side. And then all the way over. Through the bum. Onto the other side. Okay, rest the bum on the floor and pop the roller in those calves. Gently rolling through those calves. Turn the toes in. And remember to turn those toes out so we go the whole way around. Just get a bit of blood flowing. And then hop that roller out of the way. And grab your tennis ball. Do something a bit different with the tennis ball. Holding that tennis ball against the side of the leg. I'm going to roll that up and down the outside of the front of the leg here. Just rolling. So I'm just gliding it in the base of my hand, holding it in the ball of my hand, and then my fingers, and I can roll it up and down through those quads. So a different way to use the ball. Down the outside of the other leg, over the top of the quad. Good. Okay, slide that ball in under your bum. Rolling through your bum. So keeping it on the right, I've got it on the right side. Find those knots, lift that knee up, lower it down. Lift that knee up, lower it down. Lift it up, lower it down. Lifting up, lowering down. Move the ball a little bit to check that you've got it on a pressure point. Lengthen it out, bring that leg in. Lengthen out, bring in. Keep it on those pressure points. Moving that leg around whilst having it on a pressure point. Good. And then roll it. So doing the ball roller stretching in a slightly different order, you achieve a different goal. You've got the bum a bit more warmed up from having done the roller, so we can get in a bit deeper with the ball. And then change and do the other side. Whereas if you do the ball first all the time, it's quite sensitive and you only get into a certain amount. Move that ball over to the other side. It seems to be quite so knotty on this side. Bring that knee up and down. Move that leg around. Rolling it through that butt, finding pressure points. And then release when you feel like you've covered that. Pop that ball out of the way. And sitting up nice and tall, breathing in. Bring those hands up off your legs, horizontal to the ground. Breathing out, reaching all the way forward, stretching. So not so much bending the back, bending through those hips. Lifting that head up tall, reaching those hands. And then sitting up nice and tall. And then curling down to the floor. Curling all the way down to the floor. Taking those hands all the way over the head. Breathing in, reaching those hands away, bring that right leg up in the air, take hold of it, pull that, hold on to the back, that shin bone, that calf. Pull that foot over your face, push that left leg away, point that right toe, flex that right foot, point the toe, flex the foot. Circles with that foot one way, circles with that foot the other way, get that ankle moving. Bend that knee down towards the chest a bit. Push that, holding onto that ankle, pushing that knee up towards the sky. So we're stretching through the back of that leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keep that leg straight and take it to the floor over the body. Put that right hand away. And you should feel the stretch down the outside of the leg while that leg's let down on the floor. So keep that chest turned to the sky, keep the tummy button turned to the sky. So we're stretching that iliotibial band, or we're getting extension down through that. Bend that knee, lift that body back onto the, roll back onto your back again, pull that knee into the chest. And then let that leg go out straight. Bring that right leg, left leg in, straighten that leg up into the air, hold behind that calf. Pull the foot over the face, keeping the leg as straight as you can, point the toe. Flex the foot, point the toe. Flex the foot, point the toe. Circles one way with that foot. Circles the other way with that foot. Pulling that foot over the face. Soften that knee, let that knee come into the chest. Holding that leg there, and then push that knee to try and straighten it and feel the tension through the back of the glute. Lower glute, top upper hamstring. Straighten that leg again and bring that leg all the way over to the floor on the right, keeping it straight. Let that hip tip up, but try to turn the tummy button towards the sky so you feel the stretch down the outside of that leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Bend that leg a bit, let the back roll back onto the floor. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky, breathing in. On the out breath, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Swing those legs around and come up onto all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Calves, shin bones are parallel, feet are the same distance apart as the knees are, turn the inside of the elbows forward. Turn that tailbone down, lift that back up, bring the eyes to the knees. Breathing out, turn that tailbone up, bring those eyes up, bring the belly down to the floor. Stretching. Stretching through the front of that body. Bring yourself into neutral spine. Glide yourself back over those heels. Push yourself back so that you're pushing back so that you're shutting your hip joint down. And pull those knees apart in this position. Drive yourself back up onto all fours, body over those hands. So inside of the elbows turning forward. Lift that chest up out of those shoulders. Push the head away from the tailbone. Breathing in on the out breath with those knees pulled apart, staying in the same, this knees stay in the same place on the mat, you're just putting them away from each other. Lower yourself back. So you shut down that hip joint, not child pose, keeping that neutral spine position. Good. See if you can get, Sandra, see if you can get your bum closer to your feet. Yep, so you're bringing your tummy button down onto your thighs. Pull those knees apart, bring yourself back up onto the floor, onto all fours. Breathing in on the out breath, gliding backwards. Gliding backwards, body staying parallel to the floor. And then lift yourself back up onto all fours again. Turn those toes over, breathing in. On the out breath, lift those knees off the floor, come up into that down dog. Have your feet hip distance apart, heels turned, heels are about, balls of the feet are a few centimeters apart, heels are about 4 centimeters. Bring that tummy onto those thighs, bring those armpits towards those toes, straighten with those legs, tailbone up to the sky. Lengthen the head away from the tailbone, push that right heel down to the floor and release. Push that left heel down to the floor, straightening the leg and release. Push the right heel down to the floor, release. Push the left heel down to the floor. Push both heels to the floor. Pushing that tummy button down towards those thighs, pushing those armpits towards those toes. Straightening the back of those legs, feeling the tension, stretching through the armpits and stretching through the hamstrings. Pushing the weight on the right foot, lift that left foot up into the sky. Keep the right knee turned to the right hand. Take that left foot back to the floor. Bring that left foot up into the sky. Bend that left knee, drop the left foot down behind. Lift that left knee up into the sky, stretch through that psoas. Push through that left armpit. And then swing that left foot through in between those hands. Stretching that right leg back. Weight on this left leg. Drop that groin to the floor. Move the left leg out to the side. Bring that chest through so that you're lengthening the front of that body. Keep that left knee straight. Lower that left groin to the floor. Lifting that the chest up. Drop that left knee down to the ground, keeping the toes where they are. Lower the groin to the floor. Feel that stretch. Put the left hand on the left knee. Lift yourself up. So you're on one knee, one hand. Sorry, right. So you've got one foot, the left foot's on the left side of the mat. Right foot's on the right side. Pull this pubic bone forward. Lift that head up to the sky. Pubic bone, tummy button, breastbone in a vertical line. Feel the stretch through the front of this leg. Imagine you're pulling that leg forward towards the front foot. Breathing in. Bring that right hand up into the sky. Breathing out. Breathing in. Keep that tension in the front leg, back leg rather, and on the out breath. Release the tension. Push that right hand up into the sky. Push the right knee down into the floor. Reaching, stretching, breathing in, breathing out, stretching through that right hand side. Holding yourself tall. Bring that right arm back down to the floor, one hand either side of the front leg. Glide the body backwards, slide that left leg forward. Get straight in that left leg. Slide it forward, point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes, lifting the chest up if you can. Slide your foot forward a bit more, Hilary. And then lift your chest up if you can. Flex that foot. Point that toe. Walk those hands round towards the right. Slide that bum to the left. Feel that stretch on the inner thigh. Lower the chest down towards the floor. Walk those hands around to the other side of the leg, to the left. Feel the stretch down the outside of this leg. Bring those hands back round, one each side of the foot. Flatten the foot on the floor, bend that knee, glide that body forward. Put the left hand on the left knee. Sink that groin down, bring those eyes up. Putting those hands back on the floor, walk that left foot across to the right foot, to the right hand. Lower this left knee down to the ground, lengthening that right leg away. Lifting that chest up high, breathing in. On the out breath, lower yourself over this front foot. All the way down to the floor, bringing that chest down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push through that front leg, bring yourself up, lengthen that back leg away, bring yourself up, pushing those knees into the floor, take the hands off the ground, hold those hands behind the back, lift and strengthen. Lift those hands up, lengthening, breathing in, breathing out. Release those hands, pop them on the floor and lengthen them all the way forwards. Breathing in, use your out breath to release the tension. Walk those hands back to this front leg, lift yourself up your chest up off the ground, turn the back toes over, lift that back knee up off the floor, and then drive your bum into the air and come back into down dog. Back into down dog. Balls of the feet a few centimeters apart, heels should be double the distance. Soften the knees, bring the tummy button to the thighs. Armpits towards those toes, pushing that left heel down, pushing that right heel down, lengthening through that chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Clench with the bum, keep those thighs turned out so that left knee is pointing to the left hand. Lift that right leg up in the air. Bring that right leg back next to the foot. So by lifting it, it should come back next to the foot. Otherwise, you're lifting, moving your hip around. Lift that right leg up, bend the knee, drop the foot behind you, lift the knee into the sky, stretch through that psoas, and then swing that foot through, bring it between those hands. Walking that foot to the right side of the mat, keep that knee out wide, keep the left knee off the floor, push that left heel away, lift that chest up, breathing in, breathing out. Stretch through that groin, lowering that groin to the ground, keeping that knee straight. Drop that knee to the floor. Dropping that groin down, breathing in, pushing that chest forward, breathing out. Push off this front foot and lift up onto that back knee. Keep the toe turned over like we've got. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Pull the pubic bone forward. Feel the stretch in the front of this left leg. Bring that left hand all the way up into the sky. Visualize you're pulling this back knee forward towards that front foot. So we're tensing the front of that back leg. Breathing in. On the out breath, release that tension. Push that hand up into the sky. Push that knee down into the floor. Let the hips swing out to the left slightly, stretch through that left side. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that tension, bring that hand back down to either side of this foot, slide that body backwards. Hands are on the floor, point those toes, flex those feet. Keep that leg straight, point the toes, flex the feet. Point the toes. Walk those hands around to the left. Drop the bum out to the right. Feel the stretch on that inner thigh. And then walk those hands around to the right. Keep that leg straight. Feel the stretch down the outside of this leg. Bring those hands back either side of this front foot. Bend that front knee, glide yourself forward. Lift that chest up, feel the stretch through that hip, through that groin. Walk that right foot across to the left hand. Drop that right knee down. Lengthen that left leg out behind, breathing in. And breathing out, lower down over that leg. Lower down over that leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Push those knees into the floor, walk the hands back to the front, to this front leg. Lift that body up, take hold of those hands, push them away from you behind, pushing those knees into the floor, breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen that back leg away, breathing in, breathing out. Put those hands back on the floor in front. Lower your body all the way down to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk these hands back towards this front leg, one hand either side of the knee, one of the foot. Turn the back toe over, lift the back knee off the floor, push the bum back up into the air and come back into that down dog. So feet are a few centimeters apart, balls of the feet, heels are double the distance, soften the knees, lower the tummy to the thighs, armpits down towards the toes. Loosen that head and neck, breathing in on the out breath, push the right heel down, left heel down, push those tummy buttons towards those thighs, armpits towards those toes, tailbone up in the air. Breathing in, breathing out. Lower those knees down to the floor. Pop those hands onto the shoulders, turn the inside of the elbows forward, turn the tailbone down, push the back up, eyes to the knees, turn those toes over so the toes are on the floor. Tailbone up, bring the eyes to the sky, bring the belly down, push that chest forward. Bring yourself back into neutral, pushing the head away from the tailbone. Putting the weight onto the hands and the left knee. Take that right leg out straight behind. And then bring that knee to the elbow. Take that leg straight behind. Good, no movement in the torso. Bring the knee to the elbow. Take that leg straight behind. Lower to the toe to the floor. Lift the toe up. Lower the toe to the floor. Clench the bum, lift that leg up. Lower it down. Lift it up. Lower it down. Lift it up, hold it, bend that knee. Flex that foot, push the heel to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing that leg underneath you. Take that knee out to the side, bring it back in. Take it out to the side, bring it in. Take it out, bring it in. 2 more. 1 more. Rest the knee on the floor. Other leg. Take that knee to the elbow. Take that leg out straight. Bring that knee to the elbow. Take that leg out straight. Knee to the elbow. Leg out straight. Knee to the elbow. Leg out straight. 1 more. Bring it in. Take it out straight. Hold it there. Toe to the ground, clench the bum, lift that leg to horizontal. Lower the toe down, lift the leg to horizontal. Lower it down, keep the tummy engaged, lift to horizontal. Lower it down, lift to horizontal. Lower it down, lift to horizontal. Bend that knee. Flex the foot, push the heel up and release. Up, release, up. Release, up, release, up, release. Swing the knee under the body. Take it out to the side and down. To the side and down. To the side and down. Side, down, side, down, and rest next to the other leg. Bring those knees apart. Maybe turn sideways on the mat. Bring those knees apart, come down onto the elbows. Lengthen through that inner thigh. Lengthen that head away from the tailbone. Push those knees into the floor, squeezing like you're trying to lift yourself back up. Breathing in. On the out breath, release, let those legs stretch apart further. Lengthen the head from the tailbone. Breathing in, on the out breath, squeeze those knees into the floor. And release, let those legs slide further apart. Walk those hands in, walk those knees back in, come back round onto the mat. Turn the inside of the elbows forward, turn the tailbone down, lift that back up, eyes to the knees. Turn that tailbone up, bring those eyes to the sky, bring that belly down. Hold yourself into neutral, glide yourself backwards over those feet. Push those hands forward, stretch through those armpits, stretch through that back, stretch through those hips. Pulling those knees apart, lift yourself up onto all fours. Walk your knees forward. Come into sitting on the mat. Pull yourself forward, holding onto those calves. Lift yourself onto that front bottom. Push that head all the way up to the sky. Push that right knee down, push that left knee down. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Take those arms all the way up into the sky, rolling those shoulders. All the way up into the sky, rolling those arms. All the way up in the sky, leave them there. Breathing in. On the out breath, push those hands up high. Take those eyes all the way up, reaching up tall, pull those knees down into the floor, release those arms, rest them on your legs and roll your shoulders. Well done.